Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. I am Nini. On this channel I share story times. Sometimes the story times are inspirational. I also on this channel remind people to have a relationship with the creator, because that's how you're going to get your guidance, and then you're able to live in your purpose, the purpose that he has for you, really his purpose. So today I have a story. So let's get into the story time. I went to go visit a friend. By the way, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody, if you had winter break or just went on holiday or anything, I hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to share. The heat just came on and it's really loud, so maybe I can just talk louder. Okay, but I wanted to share a story time. I went to go visit a friend, and um, the intent was, well, okay, where do I start? And I hope I remember all the good details, because sometimes in my story times I'm like, oh wait, and then this, oh but wait, that happened. So yeah, I went to go visit a friend for her graduation. Um, she said that she was graduating from designer school. Um, and I was really, it's a childhood friend, and we see each other maybe every 3 years. Sometimes she'll come here, I might go there, or maybe we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Um, so it's usually a few years in between. But she said that she was graduating. Now she didn't send me, like, forward me the invitation. She just texted me the information, date, time, um, the places to be. So I was able to, I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool, I'm gonna come. I knew she had been in school and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah, of course I'm gonna, come to your graduation. It wasn't so much, she described her graduation as she wanted just a small get together, like a gathering after her graduation. She didn't really care about like people showing up to the graduation. So I'm like, no, I'll come to your graduation, I'll come to the little after party. If there's like, what, maybe 5 to 7 people, that's fine, it's not a huge crowd. Even if it was, I wanted to support her. So I get there, I booked a hotel. There were no Airbnbs available, not close enough to where I wanted to be. So anyways, I book a hotel, I get a rental car, and when I get to her house, by the way guys, when I'm at her house or anywhere in her neighborhood, my phone has no reception. I don't know why, no reception. So I get to her home, and then she tells me, oh, I thought, I'm talking about the graduation. I'm like, what are you gonna wear? And like, just super excited about everything. It had been a long time. And she starts telling me, oh, it's not really gonna be a graduation. So I'm like, what do you mean it's not really gonna be a graduation? And she's like, oh, they had the wrong dates and times, so we're gonna do it another time. So I'm like, tell me more. Like, she's talking like where I have to pull the information from her. Like, I just traveled here, and so now there's no graduation. She's like, oh, but yeah, we're still gonna just have like a little gathering. So I'm just like, okay, well, the trip wasn't like for no reason, because if she was not graduating, I wouldn't have flown there. And if you guys knew what kind of friend she was, you guys would know what I'm talking about. She's the kind of friend who, she likes you a lot, so she's all over you, and it's hard to describe her personality. She is a kind person. She's nice, but she's just like, when I say all over you, even physically all over you. Like, if you sit down, I hate doing this. If you sit down somewhere, she comes and sits on, like on you, like, okay, like, I need to move over. If you're walking somewhere with her, she's like walking on you, like physically, like on you. I don't know how to describe it, like to where you're like almost trying to like walk a little faster or a little slower to like get her off of you, like, but she's very kind. She's anyways, as I realize, as we grow, people really do change a lot. And let me get into the story time. So there was no graduation the next day. I'm at this point feeling like she knew there was going to be no graduation, but she just wanted me to still come, so she just didn't tell me. Um, so we get there, and so I get there, and the next morning, you guys, she oh wait a minute, see how my story times are. She convinced me not to stay at the hotel, to stay at her house, and I don't like doing that. I like to be able to move around how I need to move around in the time that I want to move around. I need that freedom in that space to do what I want to do. So, but she's just begging me like stay at my house, and then she starts saying, "Come on, I have two get." She's saying that she has two guest bedrooms. She has a 6 bedroom house, which I already knew that, but I still wasn't gonna stay there. So because she begged me so much, I'm just like, okay. So I go to her house, and yeah, I stay in her guest bedroom. So this very next morning, which some people would consider the middle of the night, um, I had gotten up. Just you guys know that I need to get up in the middle of the night just so I can talk to our Creator, ask Him for His forgiveness and guidance. Um, so I went back to sleep after that. Though you know what, guys, whoever doesn't know, that is like the best dreams and the best. Uh, Sometimes God will talk to you like right through your dreams. Anyways, so I had been asleep for maybe an hour before she came and knocked. She didn't knock on the door. I don't know if she knocked on the door. And I'm not that. I'm not. I don't. I'm not a hard. I don't sleep that hard. I'm not a hard sleeper. And especially if I'm at somebody's house, I'm definitely not a hard sleeper. So I don't think she knocked on the door. She just came in. Um, and she stands up in her 6'3" tall figure. She stands over me and she's like, "Hey," and she's like with a soft whisper. She's like, "Hey, did you decide what you wanted to do?" So I'm looking at her. I I could see her. I had the nightlight on in there. And so I'm quiet because I didn't respond, and I'm aware I'm not that type of sleeper that I'm sleeping so hard that when I open my eyes I'm disoriented. I'm not the disoriented type of person that when I wake up I don't know where I am or what's going on. You know how sometimes maybe kids can be like that, or maybe if there's like a really hard sleeper it takes them a second to like get themselves together. No, I was fully aware. So she's like, "Did you decide on what you wanted to do?" So I said, "About what?" And she's like, "Did you want to take my children to school, or do you want to take my oldest son to the airport?" I said, "We never had this discussion. Like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's pouring down rain. I'm sure we did not have this conversation ever about taking kids to school or taking kids to the airport." So I said, "We never had this conversation." So she's like, "Yeah, but you need to do one or the other." So I sat up. I said, "Is everything okay?" So she's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "What's going on? Take the kids to school, or take your son to the airport?" She's like, "Yeah, which one do you want to do?" I said, "When?" She said, "Now." So I'm just like, okay, it's too early. I don't even know. I said, "We didn't talk about this and I didn't agree to this, but I said, I guess I'll take your son to the airport because her kids go to different schools." So I'm like, immediately, I'm like, I'm not going to be GPSing my way all around this town, and I don't just no. I would rather try and with my no reception drive out from her house. I'm sure he would tell me like the directions or whatever, and just get to the airport and come back. So I do that. I chose one. I took her son to the airport, and when I came back, oh, when I came back, I let myself in the house. She wasn't home. The kids weren't home. She was the one who took the kids. Um, I let myself in the house. I know how to get in the house. Two mice. I saw two mice run across her kitchen counter. Now in my head, I'm like, I have to make an escape plan because I am not sleeping here. She can't convince me to sleep here. No. So what happened after that? Oh, so she came home and she said that we needed to go grocery shopping, which we did. She was down low on groceries. So we went grocery shopping. Um, we get to the counter to pay. She's gonna pay for everything. She's shopping for her house. So she's like, can you help me like with the bill? So I'm like, yeah, no problem. And so she couldn't pay for any of it. I think she could, but I think she just wanted me to do it. I didn't mind, so I just paid for it. So I'm like, I can't do another trick. Like I cannot do. You guys, my teeth are shifting, and sometimes when I'm smiling and talking on camera, it looks like I have missing teeth. I don't, but they're shifting and twisting, and I do not want to get braces. I might have to, but I don't want to. I remember when I was little, my cousin had braces. I think I told you guys, and he was like eating a cracker in like really easy, simple kind of way, like hardly opening his mouth. And I'm like, why are you eating the crackers like that? And he was like, he said he got his braces. His braces, they tightened them, so it was kind of uncomfortable for him to eat. But anyways, that's the only thing I know or remember about braces. I don't want them, but I might have to get them. Whoever's new here on my channel, this is what I do through my story times. I tell stories inside of stories, so you guys get used to it. So we get back to the house with the groceries. Was there anything else that so she's like, in about 30, so we're just talking and putting the groceries away. She's like, in 30 minutes, I'm gonna go. She's like, this guy was to take me out to dinner, so in 30 minutes, I'm gonna leave. And I'm just like, okay, so I've hardly even seen you since I've been here, but you're leaving, but okay. Because I'll hang out here with the kids. Her kids are really cool. She has fun kids. So um, she leaves, no problem. At midnight, I'm noticing, I'm just like, she's an adult. I don't really need to like keep tabs on her like that. But at midnight, I text her and I said, "Is everything okay?" And she texts back. She's like, "Yeah." She was like, "Do you want me to share my location?" So I'm like, "No, like you don't have to, but it's midnight now. Like, where are you?" So what happened? She gets back 2 o'clock in the morning. No problem, right? I decided in that moment, I'm feeling like I'm missing a part of the story. I don't, maybe I'm not. I decided in that moment, I'm going home. I don't care. I changed my flight. I don't care. I have to have an early flight to get out of here. Just because, just the way that she came back at like 2 in the morning, and I'm just like, it's so funny how you don't know a person's life until you're actually there with them, and just, I don't want to say chaotic, but it's it was just like leaning towards chaotic. And why was she tricking me? And just, I was glad to spend that little bit of time with her. And I didn't see her very much while we were there. Come to think of it, like she was here and there and everywhere. The little small gathering that was supposed to happen, like a little dinner party, never happened. It never happened. Like no one showed up. I feel like I was like the only idiot in the situation who showed up to support her, and everyone else, I feel like they had a heads up on how she is and just didn't show up. So she's like, what happened? So when I was leaving, I was like, I can't tell her that I'm leaving. I felt like I was really in a tough place. Like I was like, I can't tell her that I'm leaving. I'm just gonna have to leave. Like I cannot handle her. So I told her, I did tell her, because I didn't want her to just get up in the morning and like, what happened? Anyway, so I did tell her, and she was annoyed. She slammed her door, and yeah. So I left. I came back. I came back home. That's it. You guys, how did I get in that situation? Like, I feel like something like that should not happen to any adult. Maybe like teenagers do random things like that, but like, I have no idea how I got duped like that. Like, what was that? Anyways, you guys, okay, so did you hear the recent story? Did you see on the news that there was a family that drove off of a cliff? The man was driving his family, he was a doctor. He drove his family off the cliff in like, I watched a short clip. He was driving like a white Tesla. They all survived. They all survived. Um, And this is all praises for God. You know how God dispatches out his angels like. Anyways, I don't know if it was intentional or non-intentional that he drove his family off the cliff. Allegedly, the news is saying that they think he tried to kill his family. Um, but yeah, I look in the comment sections, and people are accrediting the fact that they did not die. None of them died. They were aware when the rescue crew came. They were all alert. They were awake. They were alive. And people in the comment section are saying like crediting the Tesla, crediting the universe, and something else, luck. I'm so scared of this entire world. Why would people be saying luck? No, this is the creator, and he's like, it's not their time to go, so they're not going to die. That, like, I feel like nowadays people are so scared. Even people who actually do believe in God, they're kind of scared to say it because they know that a lot of people will look at them in a not good way. Maybe not a negative way, but they would just be like, no. Why would you ever say it's because of the Tesla? Oh, Tesla's a really good car. Like, that's the reason why they're alive. That Tesla was balled up like a sheet of paper, like how you could crumple up a sheet of paper. That's how that Tesla was totaled. People are accrediting the universe. God created the universe. Why are we doing that? Why can't we say like God kept them? He saved, like he didn't. It was not their time to expire. It was not their time to die or pass away, or like everyone's saying it's all of these other outside things. Like we need to stop doing that. It's okay. Like we can say God chose them to keep them alive. He didn't have them to uh, pass away in this time because that's not he. We go off God's timing. He wanted them alive. They're alive. They're well. They're okay, and they're going to be all handled and dealt with accordingly. So that's how I'm going to end this story time. I have a few. I'll upload a couple of videos. No, I didn't. I recorded them, but I'm just like I need to record them. The lighting's. You see how this camera's kind of crooked now? How it's sitting on a tripod. I need to re-record them. The lighting's weird. It's like a gray casting over it, and so yeah, I just wanted to catch up with you guys, and I have 10 more minutes. I'm about to leave in like 10 minutes. And so I just wanted to just jump on here and tell you guys another story time and see what you guys have been up to. Comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys have been up to, and I will talk to you guys in another video. I'll talk to you guys soon.